In Pakistan, we have to sustain the operations in the tribal agencies. We have to move against extremists in our society. That's a different ball game altogether. We must do that. The government has to do that. We must reinforce the frontier corps more than the army, because the frontier corps comes from within the people of the tribal agencies. They'll be more acceptable as a force operating against them. The other is India. We must resolve the Kashmir dispute, and India has to look inwards to resolve the issue of alienation of the Muslim population. But may I add here that we must analyze the implications of quitting. While I see that in the West, everyone seems to be thinking that the war in Afghanistan is being done for democracy in Afghanistan, for the betterment of the people of Afghanistan, for the women of Afghanistan. So it's being done for your security. And the people of the West, people of the United States, people of Britain should know that also. You are fighting there because you ought to know that its implication, the fallout will be here. We must know that. So please convey to the people that you have to stay there to protect yourself. Because the implications from a regional, I saw it from the regional perspective, but I know that in the global perspective, today there is now a new term called...
Can I interrupt you? I see that there are some people filming. I did make it very, very clear. There will be no filming taking place. My wife has just given me a note. So those who are filming, can you stop filming, please? That's a requirement of the rules of the House of Lords, and I can't permit that. So those who are filming, it is against the rules of the House of Lords, and I don't want to breach them in any shape or form. The meeting is doing very well, and I don't want this to stop in any shape or form. Sorry, Thomas, sorry, I
was talking of we discussed, I tried to discuss the regional elements of but I would like to very briefly indicate to you what are the global implications. There is a new term called Hakim, Al-Qaeda in Islamic Maghreb. This is Algeria, Mali, this area, where Al-Qaeda they rise. Then there is Qatar, Al-Qaeda in Arab Peninsula, Somalia, Yemen. And of course I told you about our area, Afghanistan, Pakistan. In Uzbekistan there is a strong Islamic movement. In Chinese Western border there is ETIM, Uzbekistan Islamic movement. In India I told you, ladies and gentlemen, if they start developing linkages, what do you think will happen? So therefore, if we see this whole area, the center of gravity from a military point of view, I would like to say, the center of gravity of all that we have lies in Afghanistan and tribal agency of Pakistan. And in military, I have learned that if you want to defeat an enemy, defeat the center of gravity. If you leave the center of gravity, they'll win everywhere else. You defeat the center of gravity, they'll be defeated everywhere else. This is just to reinforce the point, there is no quitting. And when we talk of quitting, in any case, those who want to come on your side to fight the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, they pull their hand back because they think that you are going to leave them in the lurch. So it is so negative to think of quitting, we should not be talking about it. It shows a lack of resolve. We should be talking of winning, making sure, and you are there till to the end to win. That is the resolve that should be shown, so that people there who are anti-Taliban or anti-fundamentalism, anti-radicalism, join in. I would like to draw a few lessons from whatever terrorism and extremism that I've seen and confronted. Firstly, we have to have an in-depth understanding of the issue and the environment, and then develop a holistic strategy and a plan of action in its long-term perspective and short-term perspective. The military is always the short-term perspective. Military is there only to create an environment, buy you time. But the ultimate solution lies in application of the political dynamics. Strategies and policies, ladies and gentlemen, are never constant. They must change with the environment. And I only wish now, with hindsight, what I was saying since 2002 onwards, to reach out to the Pakhtuns, wean them away from the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. We haven't done that to now. Now we are trying to go. With this, ladies and gentlemen, of terrorism and extremism, I would like to talk of India-Pakistan relations. They have always been very tense. There has been confrontation. There has been conspiratorial against each other. ISI of intelligence of Pakistan and raw intelligence of India have always been confrontation. All along, since 1948. So why I am saying this is, there have been various incidents all along our history. We cannot see an incident in isolation. Why did you do that? Because it has linkages, historical linkages, and this confrontation continues even now. It must stop. There is no doubt about it. It must stop. It must stop in the interest of international healing, because internationally we are considered as a nuclear flashpoint, which is healing. In the interest of regional healing, SARC today, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, is important because Indo-Pakistan conflict. It must also stop for bilateral benefit. So much to gain by cooperating with peace between India and Pakistan. So much to lose because we don't have peace. There are three disputes only: Kashmir, Siachen, Turkey. I don't want to go into details. Kashmir may be complicated, yes indeed. Siachen and Turkey can be solved tomorrow. And I mean it. The spade work has been done. I, with Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, almost were reaching even a peaceful negotiated settlement of Kashmir. We have to do that. As I said, for the sake of international, regional concerns and domestic. The lessons that I learned from our negotiations with India. Firstly, there are three qualities required in a leader to be able to reach a deal, resolution, or seal accord. Firstly, sincerity. There has to be sincerity to resolve the dispute. Number two, flexibility. You cannot come with fixed ideas of your own solution and force them down the throat of the other side. You have to be flexible enough to accept other views. And lastly, and the most important, boldness, courage. That is the requirement of the leader. Because when you reach an accord, it is always a give and take. It cannot be a take and take. When it's a give and take, in other words, both sides have to give something, to take something. That give part has to be sold to your public. And there is always an element of extremists, shall we say, who will not accept the give part. That must not scare a leader. A leader with full knowledge of the overall benefit of the deal to the vast majority should go for the deal in spite of the fact that there will be agitation in his backyard. So therefore, boldness is required by the leader. second lesson that I have learned as a leader, fleeting opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, come